dirt and particles in between here, and over time it would break open the fibers and it would weaken the rope. But we're not going to use it for anything but water. So what you want to do is open the bag up, make sure that the top is wide open. This side strap here is all the way open. If you need to, you can always unbuckle it. We just want to make sure that this is nice and open and lets the rope come out evenly. Step on the rope, find your target. Pretend roughly my target there. The reason to step on the rope, this is your last lifeline in case you let go of the rope. With your non-dominant hand, grab a piece of the rope, hold on to it. Don't ever wrap your hand around it like you might want to. If it gets caught on something in a propeller or the person that's struggling pulls you in, you're not going to do any good to that person. So make sure you got it in this hand, just not wrapped around. Grab the strap, the throw strap, find your target. And what we want to do is we want to take a couple practice swings, and then when you're comfortable where you think you want to go, you're going to step and throw and point right at where you want the bag to go. There's 75 feet of rope. There's no way you're going to be able to throw it that far, especially if it's wet. The reason we have two bags, in case you missed the first time, you don't have to pile the rope back in. You got another shot at it. Hopefully they're fairly cooperative. When you get to them, the next thing that you want to do is, again, you don't want to wrap your hand around here and pull like this. You want tension on the rope, pull, and then make a 90 and then pull in. Gotta keep tension on the rope. Talk to your victim. Sir, it's okay, we're bringing you in, we're going to get you out of the water. We'll take care of you after that. You stay calm. Reassure the victim that everything's going to be fine, and you'll get them out of the water.
Can we just leave them in there for a while? Just leave them in there.
Now to repack the rope, you never want to repack a wet rope. It'll mildew and it'll deteriorate the rope. I'll take these home later and dry them out and then repack them. But to repack a rope, you don't want to bundle it all up and then shove it in there. You're going to end up with knots and it's not going to come out properly. What you want to do is, again, have the bag open, up over your shoulder, and just feed it in a random fashion. Last piece of rope in is the first piece of rope out. That's what we want. And then after we're all done, package it up with it cinched, get the buckle back in place, and make sure everything's dry, and we'll restore it. Any questions on rope throwing? Pretty simple.
Get some stuff.
Okay. This is a rescue cinch collar. This is the same piece of equipment you've seen on newscasts where they throw it out of a helicopter, or high angle rescue, or swift water rescue. It can be used for dry land, for those type of rescues, but it's also a flotation device. The main reason we'd use this is somebody that's struggling either in swift water as a larger target for them to grab onto, or somebody that is completely exhausted and can't hold onto a rope. The nice thing about this is the reason it's called a cinch collar is there's a little clip in here, and there's Velcro all the way around here. So when you tug on the rope, what happens is it just goes down the Velcro here and cinches around the person when they have it over them. To put this back together where it's supposed to be, you can only clip one way. Clip it. Start from where the Velcro is separated and just run your hand down. It gets back to where it needs to be. These the rope bags are what we're going to use for these. There's a knot and a loop, a figure 8 knot on the bottom. It's a climbing knot. It won't come undone. This carabiner here is a locking carabiner. You'll see there's a red marking on it. That means that it's able to be unlocked and opened. Just thread it through and then twist it back up so you don't see the red anymore. That way it's locked and it won't come off when we throw the rope. Again, same way to throw the rope, except what we're doing this time is holding the rope bag, throw handle, and the cinch collar at the same time. Again, we're stepping on the rope as our last anchor point to make sure that it's not going to fly out of our hands. Again, we're not wrapping around because we don't want to get jerked in by the person, or the rope gets caught in a propeller or something that other things dangerous that we throw it in. Again, it's the same way to throw it. It's a little heavier. Again, it's a step throw. Aim where you want to go. Take a practice swing. Step and throw. The ideal way to do this is to get it past the person. Again, this is 75 foot of rope. I don't expect anybody to throw it that far.
Put it over you.
Yep, go ahead and put it over you. Instruct them to put it over you. Put both arms through so it's around you. And then when you start pulling in, again, hand over hand, don't wrap it around you. Don't worry about it, Bill. It'll automatically do it.
Yep. Go for the ride.
Oh, and if it doesn't cinch around them, that's fine. At least they don't have to work to get in. And just help them out of the water, and it will cover out and pull somebody up onto a boat safely after we do this. The other way to do this is if you already have the bag out and you've exhausted your second bag, you can always throw all the rope all at once. It's not the easiest way to do it, and certainly not the, there's no guarantee that it won't knot up, but you also can throw it that way. Any questions? All right, so if we're pulling somebody out of the water, we're going to pull them onto the boat or out of a pool. Someplace that has a ledge and there's a deep drop-off side of the lake somewhere that's got a large drop-off. When we pull somebody out, we've got issues that, especially in a boat, when you're pulling them in, it's very difficult to get somebody into a boat, let alone the body naturally wanting to swing underneath. And if there's any spinal injuries or anything like that that we're not aware of, we don't want to risk any of that. So the easiest way to get somebody out of the water is the use of a backboard or a long board, whether that be a 2x6 or whatever, just so there's something underneath the person. We'll have access to longboards with the ambulance being on scene. So if you got your victim in the water, why don't you swim out there a little bit? And then I'll need a partner up here. You want to be my partner?
I'm a rescue swimmer.
Are you?
So we're going to enter the water.
The current is strong. Strong current.
We're going to get over to the patient. Get over to the patient. We're going to bring them over to the side of the pool. There should be 2 EMTs up top. Now one grab each arm. Slide them up.
You.
And then grab the longboard and slide the longboard up. Like that. Yeah.
Cool beans.
Okay, so we'll review real quick. In the water, they're facing, they're unconscious. Hands are up like this. Longboard comes on either side, whatever way they're going to unpeel. 2 EMTs up top. Put them on the longboard. One to each grabs each arm. The other hand from the EMT grabs the longboard. Slide them up and onto the boat. That's going to bring them up over the ledge without injuring them.
Got him. Okay. Let's spin up.
Okay, spin them. Okay.
Got it.
Got 1, 2, 3. Good job. So, we'll demonstrate that tonight and practice it a little bit. There's 2 ways of doing it. There's the arm splint method, which both arms are up over top of the head, and you use the arms to splint the head and neck and keep it in line. The other is the chin and neck method, where you sandwich on the chest, you cup the mandible with your hand, and the other hand comes to the back, grabs the back of the head, and you keep it in line. So if you want to do face down first. So when L is down, we come up next to him, we splint him and roll him towards you, keeping him cupped in the crook of your arm, and you're slowly moving him towards the shallow end. What this does is keep the spine in line. We're using the water and the body mechanics to do that. When we get him close, we hold him here and we wait for backup to arrive with a longboard. The second rescuer comes up alongside on my left side here. Left side. You're going to plunge the longboard sideways down underneath him. This way? Yep. We're gonna line them up here, okay? Now you're gonna do the chin and the head cup. So take your left hand, place it across his chin, underneath. Okay, you got it. So now he's got C-spine. I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna take one arm and lay it here, the other arm down. I'm gonna get down in the water so my head is level with Waddell's. I'm gonna grip the longboard and hold C-spine right here. Now you can let go. Now you're gonna go grab clips or spider straps from the side of the pool. And you'll notice that the longboard is buoyant. If it's not buoyant enough, you can always grab the rescue ring and throw it underneath the foot area to help hold up the longboard. Or if you've got like pool noodles or an inner tube or an extra life jacket, what have you.
I'll go at the hip.
Yep. Okay, now we grab the head blocks. One rescuer or two rescuers either side puts it on. And just like we do with C-spine before, put it on, hold C-spine with one hand until, there you go, 1, 2. We need to make sure his head stays out of the water, so give me a chance to readjust here. Okay, go ahead and put the head strap on. Okay, good job. Now we're gonna need somebody either on the side of the boat or the side of the water to jump out. And what we're going to do is we are going to turn him so his head is facing the edge of the pool, feet away.
Or edge of the boat. Just to clarify.
Okay, now we're going to prop him up on the side of the pool here, and we're going to use it just like a ramp. We're going to slowly pull him out. We don't want to get too much of an angle, but we don't want it too flat either where there's a lot of resistance. Sure. Pull him up, nice and gentle. And then we can work on him from there. If there's any other injuries we need to treat, we'll treat him at this point. We'll load them up in the back of the ambulance and take them away. Very similar to longboarding on land. We're just using the water mechanics to assist us in doing that. And he's floating on his back, and we suspect a head injury. He's diving, he's in a lot of pain. We can still do, when we reach across, use the arms as a splint, and just hold them midline, float them to wherever you need to. Make sure we're not twisting like this, but it's a nice even, using the water and the body mechanics to keep the him in line. Now if you were face up like this, and we wanted to do the mandible in the back, grab, use your arms as keeping them in line, and it's the same deal. We're holding C-spine this way, using the body mechanics in the water to move into a shallow area. The other option to do here is if you can't get the arms up, let's say one is pinned or he doesn't have an arm, it's a disabled person, or you feel that they're mangled for some reason, they either some severe traumatic injury that we can't use the arms and we need to use the chin and the back of the neck to hold them. What you can do is when they're underwater or when they're face down in the water, what you're going to do is hold them like this, but to get them right side up, you actually have to go underwater and come back up and then hold them that way.
Okay.
Yep. So I come up to them, come up like this, roll.
Oh, okay.
And then hold them and then bring them where you need to go. Okay? I'll do that one more time. Come underneath, bring them. And this whole time that I'm rolling, I'm exhaling through my nose. That way you're not going to get any water in your airway. And again, it's the same way. Bring them over to the longboard. If you have them like this, the longboard plunges next to them, brings them underneath. Second rescuer takes behind the longboard, replaces their hand at the mandible, and then you come up, get even with them in the water, embrace, get a nice stance, and then you can hold. It will get heavy even though it'll float. Any questions?